Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of VetsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my co-host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this Saturday evening? Hope y'all doing well. Here's another episode of VetsPlusSports.com. And before we get in this episode, I will let Beans do a shout out to our listeners.
Yes, we like to give a shout out to those that come to watch our lives. Thank you for giving us undivided attention. And for those that'll come back and watch the replay, we thank y'all also. And for our radio edition, we have our cities that's constantly faithfully listening to us, like Ashburn, Virginia, Washington, D.C., San Jose, California, Boardman, Oregon, and did I leave one? Grinzek, Weiland, Germany, and Brussels, Belgium. Forgot my internationals.
All right. Judah just replied to me.
Uh huh.
He has to send that to him as email, and I'm going to forward you. I'm going to try to forward that to you.
Okay.
Let's see here. Paste. There it is. He has to send that to his email. So I just sent that to you. You can send that link to him. And
Cool beans. Watch this. I'm just gonna switch the screen real quick. Do you still see me, or is it a blank
I
screen?
I got you. I see you.
Okay. That way you just see. Look at me. I still talk and type and get this in here. I ain't never. This first time I didn't done this, so I didn't know if it would.
Well, we're going to have a special guest. Judah Price is going to be on here. And we'll go ahead and get him on here. We don't know how long he's going to stay, but we're just excited to have him on here and talk about the opportunity he's going to have. Now he's at a new school, and then we will get into some other stuff. But right now, while he's getting this going and sent over to him, um, we'll touch up right there in Game 6 in the NBA. You've got the Pacers 47, Knicks 42. As long as the Knicks can hang around there towards the end. I will say this: if the Knicks wins this Game 6, I think they will win the series. Momentum will be on their side going back to New York. But we'll see what happens with this Game 6.
Yep, I believe so too. All right, I got that link sent out, and I'll be looking over in the corner to see if I see him.
All right, I'll tell him you will send it, and but these NBA playoffs, they have been crazy.
They
Um,
have. It came down to OKC put the Ant Man out. I can't Minnesota. I could not remember the name of the team.
but which OKC, we knew that was probably going to happen. Knock Minnesota out. I still think that if Steph Curry wouldn't have got hurt, that Warriors would have won that series. But I don't think the Warriors would have had any better luck against OKC. They're pretty stout and tough.
Yeah,
But now we got your Knicks trying to hang on. I'm pulling for them, and we'll just see what happens tonight. And with hopefully they can hold off Indiana. I don't know, but we'll see.
right. We got to see about this. I want to see how this seating thing is going to hold up because, all right, OKC was the number one seed in the West, and they proved they was the number one seed because they outlasted everybody in the West. Now the number one and number two on the East Coast both went down, and we got 3 and 4 battling out to see who gonna face number one.
And OKC may win it. They may win it all. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull for your Knicks if they can pull it off, but I don't know if they will. But I think if they do, they got it. They got the series. They can win the series then.
yeah. If they win this one, I can see them winning the series because it'll be back in New York, and the home court goes back to New York. So
Um, and over in hockey, you got the rematch that we figured was going to happen. You've got Florida and Edmonton Oilers. They're going to be going in Game 1 on Wednesday. of the Stanley Cup Finals.
I
Um,
know that's gonna be so good. It's like, and the funny thing is like I said, I didn't start watching hockey until we started this show. So last year was my first time watching hockey. Did you know this is the Florida Panthers made history in NHL history? This is the third straight consecutive Stanley Cup they're in. Nobody made three. So I was like, did they lose the year before last, and then won it last year, and then they there that this year? I don't know, but this is the third consecutive time being in the NHL. No other team has done it in history, NHL history.
that's crazy. And you think about Edmonton Oilers, they barely made the playoffs.
Yeah, they did.
They got on. They were struggling and they got hot at the right time. And it goes for any sport. I don't know if it's basketball or football. You get hot at the right time going into the playoffs. It just, I mean, football's a little more different. Defense wins championships when it comes to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, I mean, you can have a high powered offense in football. We've seen that over the past with Carolina Panthers ran in the number one defense with Denver years ago.
Right.
Then way years ago, 20 some years ago.
All right, we got Judah, so let's get ready to introduce him on.
All right.
I'm going live with him.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing,
how's it
buddy?
going?
Doing good. How are
Yeah,
y'all?
doing good.
Doing great.
I'm glad you got to join us tonight. I know you probably got a busy schedule, but thank you for joining in on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't talked to you guys in a while, so
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
it's been a bit.
Hey, I've
yes,
been following you. We've been following you all year, and everything. And I was waiting to see if you was going to hit the portal or what you was going to do. If you was going to stick it out in Morgantown, but you can ask Beans. I was all for you for leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, because we wanted to see you play. That's the thing I didn't get. You broke what you two, three records in West Virginia? Broke
there was a couple. I don't keep count of them anymore. I kind of clocked them.
right. But I mean like you don't even try to get this guy in the game. I mean like he has the state
Yeah,
records and don't even try to get him in the game. So it's like, yeah, let's try it over at Marshall. Blow them out the
Well,
water.
I'll tell you this: when you hit the portal, I told Beans. I said, I hope he goes to Marshall. Um, I said I didn't know who was all going for you and everything. I said it'd be nice to see him at Marshall or wherever. But you know, the little aggravation with me because, like I said, you're a local kid. I'm pulling for you, and I was kind of ticked off a little bit with WVU how it all transpired. I was like, I hope and you can ask Beans. I said I hope he goes to Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
He runs like 300-400 yards, 5 touchdowns. It'd be
I know,
but
yo.
why don't you go ahead and tell us how that transfer process portal went, how and everything goes for a lot of people that don't know.
yeah. It was kind of like a mutual thing with me and West Virginia. Like they, like we really just weren't on the same page, and I wasn't really like. I just didn't feel like it was the right fit for me anymore. Even with the new coaches coming in, like I did want to give it a try, but I just didn't feel like it was for me. Like not that I wasn't all for like the hard work and the hard edge and all that stuff, but nothing that they preached kind of like
Panned out.
yeah, like I didn't really agree with some of the stuff they were going off of. I mean the offense that they run here at Marshall was very similar. Like I've got a lot of the plays I already know, so that process is pretty easy. But yeah, like when I got into the portal, I initially did want to come to Marshall just because like close to home and like
Right.
Tony's a hometown guy, like he knows how it is, and I feel like I could play here. And I mean, I had a bunch of other schools reach out, like a bunch of in-state schools, like all the close to 30 D2s across the East Coast. Had
Mm-hmm.
some people from Montana reach out, and two big ones that kind of surprised me was Maryland and Cincinnati. Like they reached out to me, and I really,
Oh, Cincy would have been awesome.
yeah, yeah. But I'm happy I'm here. I
Yeah,
really,
and we're glad to see you down at Marshall. Like I said, I was pulling. I told Beans when you hit the portal, I said I kind of hope he hits Marshall, but you know It'd be pretty neat, because I mean, still local, still big school, really. So, and I do believe you can play if you're given a shot. You can still play anywhere in the country.
Yeah,
That's just how I believe.
yeah,
So, so is it like Tony Gibson? He was under Rich Rodriguez years ago. He helped
yeah.
coached with him, and so you said with the plays, it's kind of similar. So it's kind of gelling in right with some of the plays.
Well, yeah, because the offensive coordinator here, Rod Smith, Coach Smith, he was actually with Rich Rod at Jacksonville State. So
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, and they're
that's
very
pretty
similar
neat.
with how they do things.
That's pretty neat. And so with I mean, they brought in a whole new coaching staff up there. I know it had to be a big change and everything when you was there at WVU, and and I can only imagine. I've never been there, thinking, well, am I going to leave? Am I going to stay? Or so was that a little bit stressful going back and forth trying to decide what you're going to do? Or
Yeah, for sure. Like the whole time, like I mean, like growing up, wanted to play at West Virginia, so it was kind of hard to really get
Right.
to where I wanted to be. But like in the end, I kind of felt like I needed a new start, and I wanted to be somewhere where the coaches actually wanted me there, and they actually recruited me to be there. So, and I mean, at this point in the Division 1 level, like if you're going to recruit a guy, you have to be able to use him somehow. Like, I mean, you got 105 guys on the roster, so I mean, if you're recruiting a kid like you, it's not for nothing. So
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Mike, I was talking to Beans on our previous episodes and stuff. How much did not having really no game film on you, where you wasn't really put in, have effect on other schools looking at you? You think that had a big effect, or no?
yeah, for sure. Like I mean, because some coaches look for game film, like they want to see you perform at like the best level possible. So I feel like that was gonna affect me. So I mean, I was perfectly fine with going Division 2. Like I honestly considered it. Like I took a couple of visits to some of the in-state schools, and they were blowing smoke up my ear. Which I mean, all coaches are businessmen, but like
Oh yeah,
Right.
a lot of them were really interested, and I mean, I liked what they were saying. They were saying I'd come there and I'd start and play and like be the guy. So that really kind of kind of intrigued me. Like I really just wanted to go somewhere and play immediately, but I know I can play at this level. So at the end of the day, I just kind of ciphered it down to what I wanted to do and the level I wanted to compete at.
Now I seen when the coach from Marshall left, there was like what 29 players hit the portal for Marshall and left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a
Uh,
lot. Like I think we
the
got close to 70 new guys coming in.
70 new ones coming in.
Close to it, yeah.
Wow. So I was just wondering because I know I seen how many left. I didn't see really how many they picked back up in the portal. And I was just wondering. I was curious with that and everything else. So
Yeah.
now since you've been down there, I guess you're down there now. Is it like you're on the field now working and how's
Yeah,
that
we
going?
actually had a little like pass skelly thing the offense did today. It was like kind of like a open field kind of deal. We did we just did some routes and stuff trying to get the new guys in, get the plays and everything. So yeah, like we're full go. Like we start football stuff next week, but we haven't done necessarily any sort of like OTAs or anything. We've just been lifting and running a little bit.
Gotcha. So yeah, I was just curious, with everything, and like I said, I was a little aggravated at how the coaching staff previous at WU did stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always about give a man a shot, a man at least. I mean,
I
and
Yeah,
mean, at least tried special teams or something. They did. It's just
yeah.
had you there.
And
but
which, I mean, in their defense, like where I said it was mutual. Like towards the end of the spring or towards the middle of the spring, I had a herniated disc,
hmm
and there's a possibility of it reoccurring, and it kind of like would numb my fingers a little bit.
okay, gotcha.
So they wanted me to medically retire and kind of do good by me, like just trying to, because if I medically retired, they would have paid for my school, and then they
hmm
wanted me to be like a coach kind of deal. So I mean,
Gotcha.
they were trying to do good by me, but I told them like, man, I think I can play. Like I know I can still do this. So
Yeah.
if it's not going to be here, I'm just going to go somewhere else.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I can understand that. I mean,
Yeah,
still wanting to play and everything else, and
yeah. I mean,
how
I toggled with the idea. I mean, because I mean, like I want to be able to play with my kids. I want to be able to work out when I'm older. I want to be able to go on the golf course and play a little bit with
yeah,
my buddies and
I don't
stuff.
Right.
blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah, yeah. So I did think of it, and it was a hard decision, like because like, it could reoccur, and they said it could bother me here and there, in which it bothers me a little bit sometimes if I don't stretch right or anything, but nothing
Right.
really too major. It's kind of something that I gotta watch, but I'm mature about it, and I just excuse me.
Oh,
I
you're
just
fine.
I keep a
Yeah,
good mindset about it.
yeah. You'll have them flare up here and there, but like
Right.
you said, the main thing you getting them stretches if you don't stretch right. Because I've got some issues with back, and sometimes I think I can still do what I used to, and not till I stretch. But
Yeah,
Right. And the good thing is, your generation got something that we didn't have in our generation called YouTube. Because I guarantee there's probably some herbal things that you can do, some herbal things you can take and, you know,
putting this.
alleviate some of that, pain and, get through it.
Yeah, I've got this the castor oil stuff I've been applying to it, and
hmm
Mm-hmm.
I tell you one thing that was weird. I had this chain. It was a silver chain, and anytime I wore it, my neck would just get real sore.
huh,
The weirdest thing in the world, and I stopped wearing it, and it didn't do it. So I was just
huh.
really confused about it. Yeah, it was
Something's
Cool
weird.
in the
beans.
metal, maybe something in the metal with that chain or something.
Might have been. Might have been.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: I done told Beans. I said I'll be going to some Marshall games now too.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
We
be.
hit up, well, we had that Kansas State game. We went to that one. But, yeah, we're going to hit some Marshall games.
Yeah,
I'll be number
that's
20. So y'all look out for me.
yeah. Well, I can.
Alrighty.
We can afford more of the tickets right behind the bench now compared to WVU. Man, they were pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I already been looking at prices for the Marshall games. Like I told my wife, I said we can get right behind the bench and be close.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited to see this new chapter and with your career and everything and how it's going to go and how was your dad? Your dad he have a big decision. I mean a big what I'm saying. Well, I know he was supportive with your decision, but he just pretty much whatever you wanted to do, he was on board with you.
Yeah, my parents they didn't really like they're I mean, I'm 20 years old. Like they're not gonna try to make decisions for me. They kind of let
Oh
me do
yeah,
what I wanted to do. Like they were supportive for sure. Like just making sure I was okay. Like just trying to see the best fit. Like we went on a couple of visits, and like we came up here a couple times. Like after I had committed, and I mean they were super pumped about it. And I mean we came up here, looked at some places, looked at some apartments and stuff. So yeah, it was my decision. But I mean they were very supportive about it.
that's good. That's awesome. And like I said, I can't wait to see you on the field and everything else and see. So like I
Yeah.
said, I still think you. I mean, I think you can play with them. I do.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I know.
yeah, I
And
do too.
let me ask you this, which I know you're just it's still spring. Has there been any like a change as far as atmosphere wise going from WU down to Marshall so far?
I tell you what, it's almost like I feel more welcomed in a sense. Like
Uh huh.
guys are more like I'm not taking anything away from the guys at West Virginia. Like those are I got some of my best friends up there from
Uh
the
huh.
team. Like those are some of my boys. But like the guys here, it's the whole team. It's just like we all want to do the same thing, and we all know like we got a new coaching staff. Like we all know we're gonna be like kind of under the radar a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like people kind of underestimate us, and I mean we play at Georgia week 1, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, it's sort of like a warm welcome from just coming in. Like guys are super friendly. Guys want to get to know you. Guys want to talk to you. So it's
Right.
a good transition.
That's awesome. That's good. Not, especially going from different schools and everything else, and but like it being in state, and then too, it's like you got a lot of your West Virginia fans are still Marshall fans too, so you're
Yeah,
going to have that support and everything, especially in Southern
Yep.
West Virginia.
yeah.
Yep.
And I've had a bunch of people tell me, it's like, man, I'm gonna have to go to a Marshall game now.
Well,
Yeah.
I had planned and I didn't get to it. I was going to have me buy me a Marshall hat, and I was going to have it, but I didn't get to it. But I'm like I said, I've always pulled for Marshall. I've never been against Marshall. I mean, it's one of our, it's basically our only two schools, Marshall and WU in this state.
Yeah,
Really, your
Right.
big
yeah.
schools. So I always like to see them do good and well and everything else. So,
I
but
tell
we'll
you, it's
be
cool. The history of it's really cool too. Like, I mean, the plane crash and stuff. Like watching the
Right.
movie, watching all the documentaries. It's really cool. Like, and you can tell, like, just from a player's perspective. Like, we had a meeting Wednesday, and some guys that played on the '84 team. That was the first year that they had a winning record after the plane crash,
uh-huh.
and they just talked about how they laid the foundation for future generations. And I mean, you can tell just like they were 5-5 going into the last game. Went to East Tennessee, played there, and ended up winning it, walking it off on a field goal. So
I
that
remember
was really,
watching that. It's pretty neat.
yeah, it's
If
really cool.
anybody don't know that, you need to look that up. It's a Marshall football team. What
Yeah, the
that was
movie is
in
We Are Marshall with McConaughey. What's his
Yeah,
first Matthew.
Matthew
Matt,
Could
McConaughey.
I,
McConaughey. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
it's
great
a
movie.
it's a great movie, and you get this. I mean, it got rich history there. But
Yeah,
like Judah said, look it up. You'll be able to see it. Watch that movie, and they did that like that first team, which I don't think they had many players on that team that the year after the rebuild.
no, they did talk about how hard it was to recruit, like just recruit anybody. Like, I mean, you had like you lose your whole team, so it's hard to bounce back from that. Like, I think
right.
it was Wichita State, maybe. I think they also had a plane. Maybe the year before or that year they had two planes and one went down and it
Hmm.
had half the team on it, and they don't have a program to this day.
Wow.
So I mean, just to bounce back from that, even a year afterwards is crazy.
It is crazy, and I think what was there like 5 or 6 players that didn't go on that flight because of like either red shirt or injury or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so
It's like
yeah,
I can't imagine the feeling of that. Like,
no,
just
I couldn't either. I mean, you just lost all. I mean, your coaching staff and all your buddies and everything,
yeah,
Hmm.
and to see where this program has come. If a lot of people that's on here don't know, Marshall in the '90s, how they fried under Chad Pennington, Randy Moss, and
Yep.
then you had Brian
Brian Leftwich.
Leffers come in later on. So that program has turned around, and they've over the last couple of years, they upset Notre Dame not too long ago.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think it was, and then they've beat Virginia Tech a few times over the years. So that program's come a long ways, and just to see you down there, it's exciting to see. And like I said, we'll be seeing you some down there hopefully this year, coming to some of the games. I've been looking at the schedule, trying to hit which ones, and so I can make it down there too.
Yeah.
But you got anything else, Beans, with?
No, yeah, I do got something else. It just came to my mind. I'm gonna ask you this, Judah. Who you got, Knicks or Pacers?
I'm hoping the Knicks. I was just checking the score before we got on.
I know that I'm a Knicks fan, but it ain't looking too good for my buddies right now.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you this, Judah. Every time he watches the Knicks game, they lose. When he don't watch them, they win. So I told him not to watch the game.
I
Just
think
leave it
yeah.
alone.
Better turn that one
Yeah,
off.
I got it on the radio this time. We're not watching it. It's radio.
Well, we're glad, man, you had time to take out of your busy schedule to come on here and join on this podcast and everything else.
Yeah, for
We
sure. It was good
we
talking to
really
y'all.
we really enjoy you coming on and everything else and seeing how everything is going to go for you. Like I said, when I messaged you when you hit that transfer portal, you always got our support here at Vet Plus Sports,
Appreciate it.
and seeing the local boys do good and everything. We
Hmm.
support each and every one. So,
Yeah.
all right, man. If you can stay on if you want with us, or if you got to go, you can. We're just
No, I
gonna.
mean I don't got anything tomorrow, so
All right, we're
Well,
just.
cool beans. You can stay with us. We're gonna wrap up the sports games that's happening today and what's been going on in the WNBA and things like that.
Do you watch much hockey at all? Any there, Judah?
I get to it here and there. I had a buddy up in Morgantown. He actually got me into hockey. He
Did,
He's a Capitals fan, so I uh,
Okay.
I kind of got I kind of got dragged into the Capitals a little bit, which I
Hmm.
kind of liked watching. I kind of like watching Canada. I liked watching Dallas too. The I can't remember the dude's name, but he's crazy athletic.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. And you know, they got their finals now, the Stanley Cup Finals, which will be a repeat from last year. The
Yep.
Panthers and the Oilers. And Beans just let me know that I think this is Florida's third straight finals.
Yep.
Really?
And yeah, and this is the first time a team has went three straight finals in NHL.
They
Wow.
keep this up, we're gonna have to call them the LeBron James of the NHL. You just
Let me
need
Man,
seven more trips. Seven more
let
trips.
me
You only
ask
got to win 40%.
let me ask you this: who do you think the goat of basketball is?
the go to basketball, MJ.
He's
It's,
going MJ.
I'm gonna go MJ just
I'm gonna
because.
split the difference and
Just
pick
because.
Kobe.
Well, now Kobe. Reason I say MJ, I mean, you got different eras. I mean, it's the NBA now, and what LeBron's played in is totally different than back in the '80s and '90s. It was a little more rougher back in the '80s and '90s. They got away with more. But
Yeah.
the reason I say MJ, he is the only player to I don't know the awards. It was like MVP of the league, MVP of finals,
Yeah, I
defensive
think he
player of
had,
the year,
and then I think he also had the scoring title that year.
scoring title, and he's the
Yeah.
only player to do it, and he's done it 4 times. The only
Yeah,
player to ever do it in the NBA. So, I mean, setting aside the record of 6-0 in the NBA Finals, I mean, he's the only player to ever do that. And like we've talked about this on here, to me, with my tier players, it's like MJ and Kobe at top, and then you can start putting other players right underneath in the same tier. It's hard to put just, I mean, one if you go back so many years, but I mean,
yeah,
Kobe, what he done, and then what LeBron. I mean, LeBron, he's played a long time, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like
now
he's 40 years old.
he's 40 years old. Now, here's the thing. Now, MJ and Kobe, you knew was going to take the last shot at the end of the game. Now, LeBron, he'll pass it off if he have to, but you knew MJ and Kobe was taking that last shot no matter what.
Mm.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think as far as LeBron's play, I think he's more like Magic kind of style player. You could put them two
and
together playing.
it's definitely different with different generations. Like I mean, a lot of people from my generation think LeBron is the go to basketball. I mean, we grew up. I mean, I grew up watching him,
Watch
so
him, yeah,
Right.
but I didn't watch any MJ games live, so it's kind of hard to put that into perspective a little bit. But
yeah. And two, it's different. They changed the rules. Back then too, they was allowed to keep a true center in the paint. Now they can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
So you got
mean,
some centers that's like Wimby. I mean, that dude's almost
He is
however tall,
huge.
wingspan like crazy.
7'6", I think.
Yeah,
7'6".
he'll play point guard at times. Like
yeah. And what they've kind of got away from a true center today compared to back in the '80s and '90s. You got to be
Mm.
more athletic and be able to shoot outside too as well. It's more like a power forward, another power forward added, really.
yeah,
Right. Because the centers back in our day, all you had to do is worry about rebounding, block shots. That's it.
They
that's
didn't
like
care if you score points.
that's like Shaquille O'Neal. That dude was insane.
Yeah, he
He
was
was.
huge too.
He
You
was
let him
huge.
get up under the rim. It was what you call it, but that's what they came up with that hacker shot. Foul him because he wasn't no good from the free
Yeah.
throw.
He couldn't shoot foul shots. That's what I couldn't understand. A big man like that, he couldn't shoot foul shots worth a lick.
Yeah,
He sure couldn't.
But yeah, like I said, and the thing is with me, I mean, MJ, they tried to get him several times to say he was the best in the world or the best player ever. And they tried to trip him up in it. He never did, which LeBron has said it a couple times. He said, yeah, I am. But
Yep.
I like the confidence though.
there's a confidence. Yeah, that's it.
I like the confidence though.
That's it. But it's different eras. It's just, I guess, depending on how you're looking at someone. I know. I mean, you look at LeBron. He's played in. He's what 4-6 in the finals.
Yep.
But I mean, if you look at it championships wise, who's that? Wilt Chamberlain, 11-0. Was that Wilt?
No, that's Bill Russell.
Bill
Bill
Russell.
Russell. Bill
Yeah.
Russell. Yeah. Russell. He's 11-0. So if you want to say, if you go by championships, then he's the GOAT of all time.
Yeah, you got to give it to Bill. Yeah.
But it's just all the. I mean, I watched the highlights of MJ. Now, growing up, I wasn't an MJ fan. I was a Charles Barkley fan.
Mhm.
I couldn't stand MJ, and
I couldn't either.
But
'Cause
yeah,
I'm a
being
Knicks fan.
I don't think anybody could.
No, but I mean, you look back on it and watch his highlights and the stuff that he did, and it was just unreal. I mean, his
Yeah,
dribbling
especially in that
skills.
time, like he was definitely the first person to really like change the game. It just like the stuff he did was insane. Like
It is.
It's just, and especially in the 80s and 90s era, like you just hadn't seen that before.
No, and even Larry Bird and Magic Johnson said when he came in the league, he was on his own level that them two have never seen before, and that's a lot to say coming from Bird and Magic. You know,
Yeah.
you had those two going at it through the '80s all the time. But yeah, that's we talk about that debate all the time on here. Who's the GOAT of all? I mean, if you go all time, to me, it's always going to be MJ just because of what he's accomplished.
Right.
And the
So,
thing is,
Let me
think.
count it.
Go ahead.
If LeBron had 6 championships, would it waver you at all?
You'd have to put. I think you still have to put him up there with it. I mean, I see. I'll tell you this. I like LeBron when he came in to the league with Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's my family, my mom's side of the family's from Cleveland, so I do pull for the Cavaliers. I liked him with his first stint there. I liked him with Miami, and then after the Miami stint, it seemed like it came more about I than
Yeah. It's more I than we.
I
yeah.
can see that.
But I mean, he's a good player. He's a good athlete. But if he's 6-4, yeah, because we got to look. I mean, he's got 6. The only other two, I mean, Kobe's got 5.
Yep.
And then you go with Steph Curry. He's got 4. So yeah, you could throw him up there. I think you could throw him up there in the conversation with it. Now, I do think this. We talked about this. If MJ didn't retire, I think the Bulls would have won 8 straight.
Oh yeah, I could have seen that.
I mean, because he retired and then come back and wins 3 more. There's a possibility they could have won 8 straight, and that's something that have never been done. Would never come close again, ever.
I had a lot of complaints those years, so I'd had a lot more complaints to add.
But so now, who's yours? Is it LeBron or
Yeah.
all time?
LeBron for me.
Which I can understand. I mean, that's who you grew up watching, you know.
Right, yeah.
And that's like I grew up. Now my brother was a MJ. He was a Chicago Bulls fan. And I wasn't. Like I said, I loved Barkley. I watched him at the Suns and stuff. But I couldn't stand him. Growing up through the '90s, it was like they just kept winning.
I know, right?
But let's see. Do you watch any of the women's NBA any a little bit?
I see some highlights here and there. I don't really.
That's why I'll get to the highlights, which I started following it a little more since Caitlin Clark came in last year, which I think she's changed the women's NBA by her coming in. And you can see that now where she's out hurt with attendance. It's done went down now with her being
Yeah,
out
it has.
and everything else. But she's really changed the league. It's good to see, really.
Yeah, that's. I mean, because like there's just so many people out there. So I mean, bringing in as many people as she is just like, and you could just see it how like even away games. Like I mean, there's a lot of people there just to watch her.
Oh, it is, and then she's got a lot of hate for her too. That's what he said. Even MJ didn't have that hate going on the road.
I know.
He does get a lot. Like I mean, I could see it, but then again, at the same time, like she's a second-year player, so like
Yeah,
Right.
which I think the news media has a lot to play into that. You know, they build it up.
yeah, people try to instigate it, trying to make it more than it is, trying to bring in some more numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Right.
it is. But there was, I think, a couple games tonight on it.
Yeah, women's NBA had a few games tonight. Let's take a look at those.
All right, you had well right now you got the Sky playing the Wings. It's in the minute left in the third. The Wings are beating the Sky. I mean, the Sky's beating the Wings 63-57. But both of those are on a slow start. The Sky's 1-4, the Wings are 1-5.
Yep.
And actually, that was the only game for today.
This is a rematch from the other day because they played. This time they're playing in Dallas. They played in Chicago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and the Sky
Yeah.
won. It was their first win. And I was going to see if Paige. Well, oh, wait. Paige is not playing today. She's out with a concussion.
But see, Judah, too, that's like talking about Indiana Fever. Ever since Caitlin went out, they've lost their game. They've been, did they win the other night, Beans?
No, they lost by 2.
Two. So
They haven't been beaten bad. I think their worst loss was a 5-point loss, but it's still a loss. It's like they currently got a 2-4 record. They've dropped 3 in a row. The last 2 they didn't have Caitlin playing. She didn't play the last 2, but they are currently 2-4. And this is not how. When you're talking championship, you want to be a championship team. You got championship caliber. You don't start off like that. You start off like the Lynx is coming out 5-0. The Liberty 5-0.
And I mean, because they lost their star player, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, that's the bad part. They lost that star.
Now they Beans seen where they before the season start they scrimmaged a team in what country? Another country, and they beat them by
Brazil.
80? They beat Brazil like by 80 points. Fever did.
84 points they did.
That lineup's loaded. So I figured, well, I said Caitlin went out. You got that Sophia Cunningham. She'll pick up the slack. But now she was out hurt. She just got back. But
nope.
losing.
Nope. She's hurt again. She got hurt in that game yesterday.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That's not good for them.
They lost her. She was doing because the backup point guard was Sydney Colson, and she went down in the beginning of the game. So then they put Sophie Cunningham at the point, and she went down. They have no point right now.
Well, that's.
Now, did you guys see the Olympics for the men's?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I watched it.
The documentary they have on Netflix is really cool.
Did it come out yet?
Yeah, there's a it's called, what's it called? Like, it's something, I can't remember what it's called, but it really doesn't show Team USA all that much either. It's more of like getting like a perspective of what the other teams have done and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, those games were crazy. I mean, the Canada team was loaded. I think it was what do they call the team that Jokic is on?
Oh,
Nuggets, Denver Nuggets.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about who he played for? Not Croatia. Not Serbia. Oh, I cannot remember. It was
Serbia. Was it?
Serbia. It's Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia. Okay.
Yeah, it was
They were
Serbia.
really good. And even France, like France was insane. I mean, they got
France was
three.
tough.
They had 3 7-footers on their team.
Yeah, because Wemby played for France. Well, Canada had a pretty stacked team. They had a lot of NBA players. That Gilgeous Alexander was on there. Dylan Brooks was on there. Murray, what is Murray's name from Denver? Jamal Murray. He was on there. They had a nice stacked team. It was like out of 12 people, you had about 10 NBA players.
So that's a difference from the 80s and the 90s till now. Like the NBA during the Olympics, they're playing the NBA now in the Olympics is playing against a lot of their former players or people they played against.
It's like all-star teams going against each other.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got these stacked teams, and it's just like all these other guys are playing for their country. And I mean, you got so many guys from these other countries that are getting into the NBA now, and it's like they're coming and they're dominating. Like how Shea just won. I mean, Jokic has been the MVP. He's a three-time MVP, and then Shea won it this year. Which what do you guys think about? You think he should have won it this year?
Who's that?
I don't think he should have.
Yeah.
I think Jokic had better stats. I mean, he averaged a triple-double.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah, Shea was playing good, but Shea probably should have got it like a couple years back, and it's one of those where we done messed you over so many times. Let's go ahead and reward you this time.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Just like when Joel Embiid won it, it was like he was not the MVP that year, but he had previous years before that was so much better, and he didn't get it. It was one of those, we owe you one, so here you go.
Yeah.
What did you think about Dallas getting rid of Luca?
That was atrocious, honestly.
To me, we talked about that. That's got to be probably one of the worst deals in probably the last 40, 50 years in any
for
sport.
sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you give up your star player for an injury-prone AD,
Yeah.
and another second-year player which has little to no upside.
And he was pretty much averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you put him on a team with LeBron, like.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I thought they would have won the finals.
Well, that's what we thought. We came and we said that on air.
We had Cleveland and Lakers playing in the finals.
Yep.
I did. He probably had his Knicks. I had Cleveland and the Lakers in the finals. Is who I had.
What, I didn't think the Knicks, or not the Knicks. I didn't think the Pacers were going to come as far as they have either.
No,
I did not either.
No. I thought his Knicks could probably give a run if they stayed healthy. Injuries got them last year. But
it's like Brunson's a different dude. He's not.
He is. He's tough. That dude is tough. And but yeah, I did. I think I picked the Lakers to win it, didn't I, Beans?
Yep.
I had Lakers win it because
and I was going with you on that too. I was like, oh, this was just, it was a wrap. It was just wrapped up. It was a present for them. They didn't make it out the first round.
Before they got Luka, that was, I think,
no, it was 4-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was the best, I think, the Lakers looked since LeBron been there, but even before they got Luka. And then they got Luka, and I'm like, man, that team's going to be tough. They'll probably win it all. And it shocked me they got knocked out the first round. It really did.
That's like, I think with the lottery pick that they got, like, I'm a full believer of that being rigged. Like, I mean, you had Cleveland you saw Derrick Rose go to the Bulls, you saw LeBron go to Cleveland, and now that they had like a 2% chance out of like 8 teams, which somebody had like a 14% chance to get it.
Yeah.
And they get the first pick.
That's what I mean. We talked about that with that lottery pick in the NBA. I said some of this stuff don't make sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, the funny part is, I remember watching a lottery pick back in the 80s. In the 80s, they used to have it right there in the little spin thing, and the balls would drop, and you seen on live TV who got it. Now they don't do that no more. This guy comes out with a bunch of envelopes. It's already been picked.
Yeah. And I think it could be. I mean, like you said, I think it could be rigged and stuff like that. But we never know.
Right. Because you got to realize it's a business, and they're gonna do what's gonna make money.
That's it. It's all about the money. That's all it is. And I like the old way, like you said, back in the 80s, they had them balls that dropped down. So you knew right then who got it.
It was like whoever had the worst percentage was the worst team, and you got more balls. That's how you just determine who got more chances. Because the worse you were, the more balls you got, and so you got better chances. Yeah. And they used to spin it, and the ball would drop, and then you see who got it.
So how's it picked now? With the change?
They do it behind closed doors. You don't get to see it. The guy just comes out with the envelopes. He got 13 envelopes. These are the picks.
All right, I'm gonna slip you 100,000 under the table. Here you go.
Exactly.
And then we're gonna give you the best player. Well, probably one of the most highly anticipated players since Wemby now. So I mean,
see, here's the thing. They're talking about the Mavericks is going to take Flag, and my thing is they don't need Flag. Well, even though AD is old, but before you had AD, you had Lively. Lively's been there. Lively, they've had him for I think this will be Lively's 3rd year. Why would you get another center?
I don't know. I think Cooper's the future for him. He's definitely. I mean, dude tore it up this year. I mean, he was a freshman. He's
Right.
He did. He looked good.
and he's definitely a player that a team would love to have. So I mean, I don't have a doubt in my mind that they'll pick him. But I mean, if they don't,
Oh
like
yeah, they were talking about picking him because I was watching but this came from Instagram, so I don't know how
You and
much
your
we
Instagram.
we can trust this news. But there was teams trying to trade for Dallas to get that number one pick, and Dallas was like, "Nah, we're not trading. We getting Cooper Flag." So I was like, you already had, because I also thought Wembley was on that team too, but Wembley's on the San Antonio Spurs. I was still in Texas, just the wrong city. But I was like, there's no need for them to get him. But we'll see.
All right, we'll move on a little bit. Here's some football, and I'll ask Judah. Um, we just had, they had the draft back in April. Who do you think was the better quarterback coming out of that quarterbacks class? Which it wasn't very deep.
I think Cam Ward was for sure like the best guy out of there. I mean, he's a well-rounded guy, and I mean, his footwork, the way he throws, and honestly, I think a sleeper would be Jackson Dart. Like that dude is
Jackson Dart. Okay.
that dude's legit.
Okay.
It's like he was in an offense that's based off of kind of like an NFL offense. So I mean,
Oh yeah.
he's kind of and that's a smart dude. Like they I think the Giants released their interview footage with him, and it was cool to watch and just cool to kind of see a perspective like that. It was really cool.
How much do you think? Now, I like the play of Shard Sanders. I think he's going to do all right in the NFL. But how much do you think his dad had to do with him dropping in the draft?
Honestly, I mean, me personally, I had him going in round 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to drop to 5. Like that kind of
No,
surprised me.
no,
Yeah, I didn't think he was either.
Because I mean, like I didn't think Dylan Gabriel was a better pick. I didn't think Dylan Gabriel was a better quarterback than him. Which, like, no one has released their interview footage from him. Like there was a lot of memes going around on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, like him just doing crazy stuff in the interviews or whatever. And it was kind of
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know because I mean you got some. No, I'd say he's a more confident quarterback, and I don't know, like kind of just going into those interviews, I feel like he kind of just maybe rubbed some people the wrong way, or
Right. But see, because I mean, Sherrard, he had a strong arm. He took care of the ball pretty good.
Yeah.
He didn't make a lot of mistakes, but some of the reports coming out of Cleveland right now saying that out of the whole quarterback room, he's looking the best out of everybody.
Yeah, I mean that room's not too loaded, but I mean you got some veterans in there, and I feel like he will eventually start. And I mean you got Joe Flacco in there. That dude's
you got to start. So. Yeah, you got to start Joe. That's like I told him. I said the best thing for him to do is sit underneath Flacco, even for at least 6 to 8 weeks if they bring him in later on. But
yeah,
I think the problem is like putting a lot of these rookie quarterbacks starting in, and on teams that really don't have a line, and it's hard. I mean, you're putting them in a fire. I mean,
yeah,
you are
legitimately throwing them into the worst situation you could possibly do.
Yeah, you can, and that was like last year, and the quarterback quarterbacks that was drafted, which I said Jalen Daniels was my favorite coming into that. Which,
yeah, he's insane. He's really
he is. Which you had 3 rookie quarterbacks that did well. Bo Nix, you had him, and there was another one.
Penix, but he didn't come out to like game what 13, 14, 15, 16. He came at the end of the season.
No, there was another one that started. It's done slipped my mind. But
May for New England.
Now May he played.
He
came in late too.
Good. Yeah, but you had 3 of them that was doing good. But I think a lot of times now I'll tell you something I watched on there in ESPN with analysis talking about this. They said with the transfer portal, it's kind of hurting with players developing to go into NFL, where they're playing with 3 and 4 different teams in 4 years. They don't have that. They're not NFL ready compared to if they'd stayed to 3 or 4 years at one school.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd have to totally disagree with that. And you know why? Because if you look at the NFL, yeah, you might play for the Jaguars this year. Next year you playing on Minnesota.
Well, what
I
they're
mean,
saying is,
like,
like knowing the format, like a play calling, because
Caleb
they're work.
Daniels,
What's that?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb
Maybe.
Williams.
Caleb, that's I forgot about Caleb.
Yep, we shouldn't have forgot about that.
Yeah.
I know.
So
It's like I think he'll do much better under Ben Johnson. Like that dude's such a creative offensive coordinator, and I mean him being a head coach, it's just going to open him up.
I
so
know.
much.
Didn't he come from the Lions? He came from the Lions.
Yep. It's like the Lions are my team, so I was kind of broke when they lost to the Commanders a little bit, but
I mean it's
they
just like
fought a lot of injuries that year. Last year.
Oh yeah, which they're getting Hutchinson back this year, ain't they?
Yeah.
So he's coming back. That team's gonna be pretty tough, especially defense.
Yeah, if they can stay healthy, I mean, they should be good.
Yeah, they'll be up there. So
it's like with Shadur too. I mean, I think he was looked down upon just because. I mean, you had a Heisman Trophy winner throwing it too, and you're in a Big 12 conference, probably the third or fourth worst conference out of the Power Four. So
yeah,
you kind of get looked down upon, and they didn't win the championship. I think what was their record last year? Like 7 and something.
7-5, maybe 7-5, something like
it's
that.
Like so. I think people kind of put him under the radar because of that. I mean,
and
you had his receivers. I think Travis got drafted first round. I think Jimmy Horn went to the Panthers. I think another one of the receivers got drafted as well.
Yeah, they're pretty much rebuilding. I mean,
oh yeah.
And what shocked me though was Shiloh. I didn't know Shiloh was going to go to the draft. I figured he'd stay another year.
I thought he would too, but he went undrafted to.
Oh, is he older?
Tampa?
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah, he I think it was his last year, if I'm not mistaken, because I know he was older than Shadur.
Oh, okay. I thought he was younger.
I thought he was too.
Okay, that's the reason why he's gone. But I'll get to see. Me and my wife's going to go down to Jacksonville in October, watch the Chiefs play. So hopefully, I'll get to see Hunter down there playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
right.
We'll see it with that. I was going to say something else, and I done forgot now. This old age is getting to me.
I hear you.
But I think it was about Sherrard, Sanders there.
One thing I'm hating about that quarterback situation they got in Cleveland, they know they only gonna keep 3. You got 5. You got Flacco. You got what's his name? What's his name is always
Kenny
hurt.
Pickett.
You got Kenny Pickett and dang, I cannot think.
Watson.
Yeah, you got Watson.
You got Watson, and then you got the 2 recruits.
Yeah,
Gabriel and Sanders.
I think
Gabriel, he's not going to be there. He might be on the practice squad. He's going to be cut
with Watson. I think they're about done with Watson.
Yeah, I mean that dude's injury prone, and then like you haven't seen him produce anything really.
Right, but
Houston.
He still will have him a big payday. He ain't gonna get all the money he was supposed to get in that guaranteed contract because he didn't wear that boot. But he still got some money. If they cut him, they still got to pay him.
Yeah, that's the thing there. And the Steelers, I've seen here, they're in the news right now with trade talk. Them Steelers, they're trading everything, trying to get players, but they still really don't have what quarterback ended up. I remember for me and you forgot about that.
Yeah, we were supposed to look up who their quarterback was.
They got like Mason Rudolph or something.
Yeah, I knew they had Mason Rudolph. I thought they brought somebody
Maybe
in, but
Yeah.
it's still,
Mitchell Trubisky, maybe. No, they
yeah.
brought Will Howard in from Ohio State.
Oh yeah, that's right. Will Howard. They got Will Howard. That's right. So they got a quarterback. I
It's
think
like I
he'll.
kind of figured they would have brought in Aaron Rodgers just because. I mean,
I think they was
veteran.
wanting him. They was wanting Aaron. I
They
think
were
it was
wanting
more
him,
his.
but I think it was more Aaron's fault that he ain't there.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. It just popped in my mind since we're me mentioning Pittsburgh, and I was thinking about Ohio State. How do you think C.J. Donaldson's going to do there in Ohio State?
Man, I don't
I'm
really know.
curious. I'm just curious to see.
Yeah,
Um,
because I
I
mean,
mean,
they wouldn't have brought him in for no reason. Like he's a
and
good he's a good player. Like he might not even end up at running back to be honest. Like because I mean, he was initially brought in to be a like a tight end
tight end, yeah,
at West Virginia. So it's like I mean, he's a big dude. Like hard to
yeah.
bring down. Like if he gets north and south, or if he just gets north, like he's really hard to bring down.
I
And he's a
think
good
they'll.
player.
I think they may run him and use him receiver too, both.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
shocked me that Brown didn't throw to him none. That's what shocked me. I mean, he's a receiver converted running back,
yeah,
and I'd say what's it? I'm just curious to see how Ryan Day uses him
yeah.
there at Ohio State. I'll say he'll
Right.
be a good weapon for him.
Debo Samuels.
That's what I compared him to as a Debo Samuels. I mean, he's kind of built like him, but we'll see what happens. We're getting close on this hour there, Beans. You got anything else?
Nah, I ain't got nothing else.
I'm gonna
But
go check. I'm gonna check this score for you real fast.
oh,
Are
it's
you ready?
probably yeah.
30
What's it?
seconds. 30 seconds left in the third. Pacers 90. Knicks 75.
It's over. 90,
Ah,
75.
well, you still got a whole quarter. You can't. You can't. You still got a fourth quarter. There's still a lot of basketball left.
Yeah, but it's over. I think it's over. I was just ready to throw in the
So,
flag.
all right. Before we end this, Judah, if Pacers, it's looking like they're going to win this. You got the Pacers and OKC in the finals. Who you got?
OKC.
That's what I would. I figure. I mean,
Yeah,
OKC's pretty tough. They got a deep bench too.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That's a
need some
hard.
revenge. I got OKC.
It's like I mean, Oklahoma City's no slouch in playing there either. So
No, I think they'll win it all. Don't matter if even the Knicks or the Pacers. That's even I told him. I said whoever won this series, I think OKC's going to win it all. So, all right, like we always do at the end of each and every episode. If you're thinking about harming and hurting yourself, there's that quick number you can call 988. That's the Veterans Crisis Hotline. And then it's got the number at the bottom of the screen 1-800-273-8255. Or go to your local VA medical center, go to the ER, ask them for you need some help. They'll get you into the resources that you need. We thank you, Judah, for coming in and joining this podcast once
Yeah,
again.
sure.
appreciate you coming in.
Yeah,
I
you're always
appreciate y'all
welcome.
having me. It's a good time.
And hopefully I'll see you some this fall down there at Marshall sideline.
Yep.
We rooting for you and everything else. But you have a good weekend, buddy, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for
Everybody
sure.
else have a good night.
All righty.
Have a good one, Judah.
Yep. I'll see you guys. Y'all have a great one.
All right.
You have
see
a
you.
nice one.